Today we're going to play test the 2022 Dunlop SX 300 Tour.
Comparing and contrasting it with the outgoing model. I believe this is 2019.
But first, check out some of the sick highlights of the day. All right, this is us hitting with actual rackets and not fruit from Kroger. The first thing I noticed was that this new model was way lighter than the previous one. And if you look at the specs, it's not that big of a difference. The static weight dropped to 305 from 310. The swing weight dropped to 324 from 336. And the head size dropped to 98 from 100. So that's where a lot of the weight loss came from. But there was still a great pop on the ball whenever you make connection. And that's what I liked the most about the initial version of this racket, and that's what drew it to me. There was no rattling. It didn't sound like a twangy, like a banjo. It was just a nice thwack when you hit the ball, and that's one of the things I like most about tennis. So I just love the solid connection. And even though it is lighter, it still feels like you're getting good power on your strokes. This is a spin racket, so a lot of the spin you're getting is really top spin heavy. I really liked it. My strokes, I've got the Western forehand. I'm sending some loopy balls at my opponent a lot of the times. And this thing's a spin monster. When the ball hits the ground, if it's got a lot of top spin, it is launching up at you. So I really liked that about it. It's not so fun to return against it because of that, but when you're hitting with it, I do think it gives you a pretty good, I don't know, I just like that part. I did have a bit of a difficult time returning serve when I was doing that. I'm not sure if that was the day, it was pretty sunny outside on the side where we were returning from. But yeah, I was having a pretty hard time getting connection. My serve, that's probably where I noticed the biggest difference between the old racket, and I just don't think I've had enough time to play test this one. But my serves felt noticeably weaker. I'm not sure if that has to do with the smaller head size, reduced sweet spot, but I didn't feel I was able to generate as much power or as easily as I wanted to with this racket. But on the flip side of that, I felt my accuracy was pretty good with it on both serves and ground strokes. I was able to change direction really easily, and it was easy to pick my spots on the serve. Overall, I loved the frame. I'm going to keep playing with it. I had a lot of fun. I like that it's lighter, and I'd like for this to be my new frame, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to turn it over to Caleb. Let's get his thoughts.
Yeah, well, thank you kindly. I'm not sure who Caleb is. Guy kind of sounds like a schmuck. This is the California Condor, baby, tuning in for this review. Hitting some bananas with the racket they call the banana. Had a bunch of fun on this one. Felt like Miramar Kecmanovic, the Serb, the only player in the top 100 wielding this racket. Let me comment on the aesthetics of it first. I got my priorities straight, right? It's paramount to comment on the cosmetic. I love it. I know it's polarizing. It's yellow. It's not everybody's favorite, but I think it's easy on the eyes. I think it's a rare breed. That's kind of the Dunlop theme right there. Overlooked, underrated, living in the shadow of Babelas, and Wilsons, but definitely packs a punch and can hang with the best. Yeah, check it out. Slice battle.
Slice and dice.
Again, goofing off goes to show how much I was enjoying myself. Just hitting some spinny balls and ripping some groundies with this sucker. But to echo Ben's sentiment on the playability, the most drastic thing you'll notice when you play with the outgoing model and then this one back-to-back is, as he mentioned, the static weight, 10-gram difference. And when you take away power and when you take away head size, again, which affects power, you increase control. Those two aspects of a racket's playability, power and control, are inversely related, in my opinion. It's kind of like when you take away light, you're left with darkness. That's my theory, and I'll stick with it. And it's not a bad thing. It's just different.
You want to play with the banana? You got to dress like a banana. This one ain't rotten.
And there you go. More cocky celebrations. Goes to show how much I was enjoying myself. I think this racket is in perhaps the most competitive nook of the market. $305.98, definitely the most common offering from all brands for us consumers. We are more than spoiled for choice, and this is why this racket is, as I mentioned, overlooked. Serves, I had a great day at the office. I think we easily confound technique, coincidence, and ability with racket playability, so it's hard for me to pinpoint what it was. Ooh, that was a nice volley. Was it the racket that gave me such a good day at the office, or was it just, again, kind of coincidental? But was able to pick my spots, put some decent shape on it, nice pop off of it, and definitely had Ben in an uncomfortable spot begging for mercy and asking me to slow it down for the sake of more points. So
sometimes if you shake your fist enough and there's no umpire, you know, you can convince the opponent that it was in. Zoom in on that, 100% out. But this just might make the difference.
And there's some tennis philosophy for you. If you're not cheating, you're not playing. The only reason I wouldn't switch to it, the beam is a little thick for my taste, but it's not a bad thing. It's just different again.
Ultimately, the decision is banana split, baby, whatever that means. Remember that trash bin tennis. It's all about the tennis trash we've been. Banana or plantain?
I mean, playing with them one after the other, banana.